Their bodies are home for the living God. That is why I take my 11-year-old boy to drag shows in the summer with my friend and fellow church leaders, Kate, and her 11-year-old boy. Especially the summer with bodies can be celebrated and played with. That's her message. What the fuck? California wants to let someone that is not related to your child remove her from school, him or her, enroll her in any other school in the state, authorize any medical treatment, including mental health services and drugs, without the parent's notice and knowledge or consent. Can you see what that might be a problem? This is not fear-mongering. I'm not being hyperbolic, she warned. These are unintended consequences, and it is terrifying. They are unconscionable or unavoidable. So that's one really bad California law that they're going to put. I can't believe it. I just dumbfounded that they're doing. Now this is interesting. That new mayor candidate, the leading Democratic mayor candidate for New York City mayor, Damme, wants cops to stop responding to attacks on Jews. And by the way, Jews in New York City are victims of the majority of hate crimes. Not a plurality, but the majority of hate crimes against people in New York are against Jewish people. And especially religious hate crimes. Anyway, 345 hate crimes in New York City last year, more than all other minority groups combined, according to New York Police Department data. Anti-Jewish crimes accounted for 54% of the 641 total hate crimes reported to police in the city in 2024. Since the beginning of the year, 60% of the 123 reported hate crimes have targeted Jews, according to the New York Police Department. Well, Zohran Mamdani, the radical Islamist and leftist terrorist supporter, has proposed that the New York Police Department not respond to hate crimes, instead that they be handled by social workers. Either this shifts resources away from responding to attacks on Jews and moves away from having law enforcement deal with those attacks, and instead has his political leftist allies deal with them by burying them. Every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Let's go! And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. Welcome back to the PDawgKnight Channel on this Thursday. What's the date? It's the 20th? Damn, is it 20th already? Oh my gosh. Thanksgiving's coming close. Here we go. Anyway, the 20th of November, 2025, and it is Thursday, also known as FTG Thursday. And there's a few that we can do today that I actually kind of planned on. Did I open the right things to do that? I didn't. So I might have to open those links, but I might not even get to them because I have so much other stuff already open. Anyway, let's get it going because time's limited and time's a wasting. So here we go. First in the chat today, Somnambule Nation, yeah, gets the bell. Also, good morning to TC, aka Moist Tree Rat. How you doing? Blue-eyed Scream. Midnight, our young friend. Using me as the professor, I guess. There you go. Also, Avocado Diablos in the house, of course. Plus, we have Mike Savage, Blarg. I had to scroll a little bit. Louie is in the house. What up, Louie? Louie? Oh, no, is in the chat. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you there. Miss Wild Wolf's here. How you doing? As I'm scrolling. Oh, and the Pope. Yes, Pope Tyrannius III. The Blessed Lich. With the daily message of hope, not from the Father, not from the Son, but from the Holy Ghost. Blessings from the Divine Gardener. Like all good gardeners, God must be careful of weeds. While he recognizes that weeds may become beautiful flowers, sometimes he must prune them to protect saplings. Oh, goodness. I don't know if we should be talking about pruning weeds, but that's, that's okay. We'll do it. Anyway. Also, good morning, Random America Day. What's up? Been a while. It's been a while. I always sing that song when someone hasn't been around a while. Resolute Germs in the house. How you doing? And that's it. That's all. I feel slighted. That's all there is. But that's okay. That means there's 13 people here so far, and people will slowly and surely pop into the stream. And don't call them Shirley. So there you go. 7 likes, 13 people. That's a pretty decent ratio. I mean, it'd be nicer if it was 10, 12, or 13, but 8. I never say, well, I did just say the total, but it should be everyone minus 1 until I hit a certain threshold that would satisfy Mr. Avocado Diablos. So there you go. We'll figure that out, whatever that is, and we'll move with that. But anyway, we also have a sponsor already this morning. Thank you for the gift, Mr. Gunfox61. He actually did it last night, but he is still the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day.
Dropping Hamilton in the tip jar with a little article about the Middle East Theater, aka something called The Sale. So we'll get to that early in the show because, when you drop a Hamilton in the tip jar on an article, you get to hijack the show. So Gunfox will have successfully done that. But let's do some preliminary stuff first. Thank you to the people sharing the stream. It's funny because there's 13 of you here, but already 12 people, or at least I shouldn't say 12 people. There are 12 versions of sharing the stream already, which is fan-friggin-tastic. Of course, oh no. Oh, Lord. Okay, I didn't know what that was, but you may laugh, or you may think it was designed for AD. We'll see what happens. But I scrolled and I'm like, whoa, what the hell was that? Anyway, thank you, TC, Moist Tree Squirrel Rat, whatever that is. Tree Rat, Squirrel, Moist Tree, Squirrel Guy. Anyway, sharing the show, as always. Appreciate that. Wait a minute. Oh, that's my Where's This Called Where You Live video. Oh, I didn't even realize I did that. Hey, that's a good question. Here, we'll play that in a second. I'm going to come back to that. But also sharing the stream link in the description, aka Somnambule Nation. Appreciate that. And then TC also shared the stream too. But this is what got me. I'm like, what the hell is this? This has got to be AI. This is Somnambule Nation posted this. It's clearly AI because I don't think AOC's dressed like that since high school. What does this say? Let's hear what it is. Am I gonna get in trouble for this? I don't know. We'll find out. And actually, she looks better than she really does in real life in this video. But let's do this.
Если голова болит, simple dimple, puppet screech, puppet screech, puppet screech.
Okay. What the fuck was that? Although they did remove kind of the equine quality that she sometimes has. So there you go. Wait a minute. What's the name? Epstein. Well, that would be penis. Can't spell Epstein without penis. P-E-N-I. Oh my gosh, it is. I didn't know that. Thank you, Avocados Diabli, for pointing that out. I will never, ever, ever forget that. You can't spell Epstein without penis. Okay. Also, Ms. Wild Wolf, thank you. Sharing the stream as always, and retweeting my Let's Go thingy, and then posting your own little little Harry Potter. Mustn't let the idiots get me. Yes, because there's some stupid shit going on. And then who is this Resolute Germ? I don't know her. She does the little hip swing thing pretty cool, I'm trying to do it in my chair. It kind of doesn't work. But anyway, with our daily wrestler, but I don't know who this wrestler is. And it's definitely not Trish Stratus. I can't tell who that is. Anyway, somebody tell me who that is. A GIF from Epps. No, I know. Ow, pain is the pigment of my imagination. Oh, okay. I was just reading what Mike Savage said there. Maxine Dupree. I have no freaking idea who that is. Clearly, I don't watch from probably I think the last time I actually even turned on a wrestling show might have been 10 years ago when my son was still in the house. We laughed at it and then turned it off and watched something else. But I just don't know any wrestlers I know some from the last 10 years. The biggest names I know, but even John Cena's not really from the last 10 years. He was, he's back, but he's not from... You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't pay attention to wrestling anymore. That's the point. Thank you, Mike Savage, the Let Us Go post of the show. And also people who retweeted the show. Tyler Alexander, Resolute Germ, Ms. Wild, Wolf, and Somnambule Nation. And our daily woo from Ric Flair. Because, you hear about this show and you got to go, woo! I've always wanted to be able to do a Ric Flair imitation speech, but I can't. I just can't. Good morning, Renee Mayette. How you doing? And damn it, Chadwick, you're back. It's been a while too, man. I'm getting some old school people in here. I love it. Nice to have you back. All right, let me go back to the main. Today's holidays, because we always like to know what to celebrate today. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, is National Peanut Butter Fudge Day. Oh, baby. Love me some peanut butter fudge. Love me some peanut butter fudge. It's also National Pay Back Your Parents Day. Hey, pay your parents back if you borrowed money from them. Or do something nice for them or something. Damn. Your parents did a lot of shit for you. Do something nice for your parents. Show your appreciation for mom and dad on National Pay Back Your Parents Day. Surprise them with a heartfelt gift. Aww. Or an act of kindness. No. Give me my money, damn it. Anyway, somewhere there's a parallel universe where Flair does not woo. Nah, not really. Okay, so anyway, it's your daughter's birthday today? I'll have to let her know when she gets home from school. Wait, what did I say that was about the birthday? Or are you talking to somebody in the chat? Well, happy birthday to her daughter. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear daughter. Happy birthday to you. And Cannibalistic Wizard jokes on my parents. Both of them, POS, are dead. Oh, my God. Okay. Not everybody had a great relationship with their parents. My parents have long been gone, but I'm saying my kids can pay me back today. That'd be cool. Do something nice for your parents, damn it. Show up for a holiday once in a while or something. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. Also, it's National Child's Day. What? That's every fucking day is Child's Day. That's why, Mother's Day and Father's Day, and then it's Children's Day. Fuck Children's Day. Every day is Children's Day when you have kids. Come on. Just stupid. Every day is fucking children. That's what grandparents used to say. Because I was like, when I was a kid, there's a grandparents' day, there's Mother's Day, there's the Father's Day, when there's Kids' Day. And my mom would say, well, every day is Kids' Day. And I didn't understand it until I had kids. And when you have kids, every day is Kids' Day. Use less stuff day. That's a good one. Don't use less stuff. Don't be wasteful. Understand your environment. Okay? Midnight, pay your mom back. World Philosophy Day. I think we have, sometimes I think we have too much philosophy. Let's just do shit that makes sense. Future Teachers of America's Day. Yeah, we could use that. Oh, but also it's one of the 29 LGBTQ holidays today. Transgender Day of Remembrance. Oh, I do have something for that. It's in my bookmarks. I have something for Transgender Day of Remembrance. And when they say support and honor those we have lost, I always, people are saying, oh yeah, a transgender person gets killed all the time. Or what? Well, usually, now I don't advocate this at all. I don't advocate hurting anybody, and especially people with mental health issues. But you realize that brothers in the hood get killed 3 times the rate of any transgender people. And I'm saying rate, not even numbers. I mean rate. It's one of those, what do you call it? Picard? There's what's that word I'm thinking of? Not petard, excuse me. It's one of those petards where they're always talking about, oh, transgender people are always in danger of blah, blah, blah. You really, crime against transgender people is less than crime against other communities, like on just a ratio basis. And I'd say not ratio basis. Anyway, also the Great American Smoke Out. If you smoke, I don't understand why people still smoke. I don't care if you smoke, but I do care about you. And so reducing smoking is always a good idea for your health. But it's also World Pancreatic Cancer Day. So Great American Smoke Out, World Pancreatic Cancer Day, not related because I don't think you get pancreatic cancer from smoking, but there's just kind of a tangential hint there. Also, National Rural Health Day. If you know anyone who lives out in the sticks, tell them to come to the town and go to a doctor. International Hug a Runner Day. There's a lot of holidays today. Holy shit. International Holiday or Hug a Runner Day. Hug a Runner Day. Unless they're like a prison escapee. Don't hug that person. African Industrialization Day. Long overdue. We celebrating the job creation in African countries that are industrializing. When certain sects are not. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. Botox Cosmetic Day. For Botox Cosmetic Day, ladies, I want you to all stand around and do this. And try to talk like this, because that's usually what it looks like when you have Botox and you're trying to talk. That's stupid. Also, it's National Gary Day. Congratulations, Gary. Oh, it's World COPD Day. We're celebrating COPD. Another one of those stupid names of the holiday. How about World Prevention of COPD Day? Makes me think of my mother-in-law. She has a little bit of that going on. And then whatever GIS is, it's GIS Day. Have no something, power of mapping, or something like that. Anyone know what GIS Day is? Anyway, hello, Selected Boys in the house. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, boy.
All right, enough of the holidays. Let's see, what else I got? All right, let's get into news. The things that popped up on X when I opened up the X thing, and it always gives you a couple feature stories. Here's one that the brothers and sisters in Chicago probably are not happy about. Chicago black neighborhoods face the steepest property tax hikes in decades. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why they're raising taxes in Chicago. Because Brandon Johnson's a dummy. Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas analysis reveals Chicago's median residential tax bill rose 16.7% for the tax year 2024, the largest citywide jump in the last 30 years. Yeah, 16%. Yes, FTG Brandon Johnson. Just go ahead and get that out right now. Thank you, Somnambule Nation. Because we just got our property tax proposal for next year, and I gotta check the percentage, but it's like going up $300 next year. And our property values haven't really gone up that much in my neighborhood. So that's crazy. But anyway, the largest citywide jump in at least 30 years, driven by a $129 million plunge in Loop commercial property taxes due to office vacancies and remote work slashing assessed values by 7.2%. So a lot of businesses are no longer are in the Loop area of Chicago, and so it's a $129 million plunge in their basically due to office vacancy and remote work. Neighborhoods like West Garfield Park, 133% increase. Oh my gosh. See, this proves you don't own anything. You don't really own anything. Even if you own your house free and clear, the government owns your land for some reason. 133% increase. North Lawndale, 99% increase. Inglewood, 82% hike. Bearing the brunt where rebounding home values from rehab efforts have leave low-income households vulnerable without the appeal success of downtown owners. Officials like Assessor Fritz Craigie call for the state circuit breaker to cap hikes protecting Black and Latino neighborhoods. Well, no. Wait a minute. Okay. It doesn't matter who lives in the neighborhoods. That's fucked up. And thank you, Brandon Johnson. Holy my God. That's crazy. So they're more than doubling in this one neighborhood their property taxes. Whoo, Lord. Wow, many Chicago residents are seeing their property taxes double in 1 year because of Democrats. The pain is real here in North Lawndale, where property tax bills are going up on an average 98%. West Garfield Park, it's up over 130%. One main reason is because of what's happening, what's happening or not happening over there in downtown Chicago. Richard, let's see this report.
Many Cook County residents are reeling
Holy
today from a
shit.
whopping property tax bill that came out late and much higher than expected. Chicago's south and west sides are seeing some of the biggest increases.
Hold up. AD? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Anyway.
Our political reporter Chris Ty has more on why downtown may be to blame and what some residents are doing about it.
The pain is real here in North Lawndale, where property tax bills.
By the way, North Lawndale is also one of those notorious Chicago areas that aren't the. Let's just say it's not the most safe neighborhood.
Are going up on average 98%.
Oh, isn't this cute? I just noticed this recently that sometimes these news channels are now using little drones to do their reports and doing shit like this. You see what he did? Where it's going, I'm gonna show you again, where he says it's going up. He raises his hand and it goes up.
Property tax bills are going up on average 98%.
Isn't that cute?
In West Garfield Park, it's up over 130%.
Oh, better not hit that power line.
And one of the main reasons why is because of what's happening or not happening over there in downtown Chicago, where in the Loop, they've collected $129 million.
Oh, dude, I was in that neighborhood when we went to Chicago. We went to a restaurant there that had a genuine Chicago-style hot dog. Anyway.
Fewer property tax dollars this year than they did last year.
My property taxes went up 75.86%. And so
Richard Townsell of North Lawndale has a friend who saw his jump 237%.
My wife and I, we had a budget meeting last week as we were looking at this. You know, does that mean maybe?
And North Lawndale is not necessarily ghetto, but it's just there's they get crime surrounding neighborhoods. Whatever.
We don't take the vacation we thought we were going to take.
Thank you all for coming.
A frustration that this weekend led to this bill burning, led by the Lawndale Christian Development Corporation, which he is executive director.
It was a Boston Tea Party kind of moment, where it's like taxation without representation. What do we do about this? Not just
call Brandon Johnson.
One idea is to lobby for a state law in Illinois, similar to one in California, that caps property tax hikes at no more than 2% a year. Consider Englewood residents saw an 82% jump this year, an average of $609.
Englewood is also one of those notorious neighborhoods. Anyway, so that's what's happening in Chicago. That's why Chicago is well, not this. This is one of the main articles that were up when I opened up X this morning. Let's see if Brandon Johnson has anything. Let's see. Brandon Johnson reminded Chicago exactly who's been draining the city. The ultra-wealthy corporations receive massive Trump-era tax cuts. What does that have to do with what's going on in Chicago? Brandon,
programs
worry about your own shit.
Progressive revenue streams that we are proposing are affordable, particularly in a time when the president has given corporations huge tax breaks.
Affordable for who? You're talking about apples and kumquats. Okay, you got your own city shit. The federal shit isn't what's happening, causing your problem in Chicago, Brandon. Jesus.
Not only did the corporate tax rate drop from 35% to 21% under Donald Trump.
And who pays for that? So what? Corporate taxes, again, you bitch about tariffs, but you want to raise corporate taxes. If that's what you're bitching about tariffs and then you want to raise corporate taxes, you're an idiot.
Initiated the largest upward transfer of wealth from working class people to the billionaire class in American history. At the same time, gutting SNAP and Medicaid and the fundamental...
They haven't gutted SNAP or Medicaid. That's the other part of it. They're not gutting anything. They're just removing people who aren't eligible for it. That's all they're doing. And there's lots of them. Lots of people are not eligible for it, but still get it. I think, isn't there like 9% of SNAP benefits go to people who died? Or no, not 9%, but there's 186,000 people they figured out that's why Trump wants to have people reapply for SNAP benefits, because there are people who had their cards after they died, and that people kept using the cards because they kept putting money in them. 189,000 of those. 189,000 dead people get SNAP benefits. Hello, Pissed Off Shih Tzu, by the way, and Rotten Corpse. I'm getting lots of old home today. What up? And non 1, 2, 3. Nice to have you all here. Anyway, I'm not gonna listen to Brandon Johnson. People in Chicago are mad at your ass, especially the brothers and sisters in Chicago. All right, moving on. By the way, here's let's get the Gunfox article before I forget. Who dropped a Hamilton in the tip jar earlier, and if you drop a Hamilton and an article, you can hijack the show just like Gunfox often does. And this is about, let's see, this is Middle East Theater, the sale. Okay, despite opposition and concerns, the U.S. will move forward with the sale of F-35 stealth fighters to equip the Royal Saudi Air Force. Ooh, interesting. What could go wrong? In what would constitute an important development for the balance of power in the Middle East, the U.S. will finally move forward with the sale of F-35 stealth fighters to equip the Royal Saudi Air Force in what would be an operation for up to 48 aircraft in total. The decision was made public by President Donald Trump during a press briefing held in the Oval Office of the White House, where he stated, "That's what we'll do. We'll sell them F-35s with a unit cost of around $100 million." How much does that? Do the math. Somebody do that's like, how many? 48. So $480 million deal to sell F-35s. But okay, wait a minute. No. This is the weird thing about this. Hi, Darren Root. Did I say hi? The weird thing about this, who's selling them the F-35s? Who makes the F-35 stealth fighter? Is that because do we sell them the F-35s? Because we paid for them and sell them? Or is this are we like a retail outlet for this shit? Or is it just we're allowing the defense company to sell them $485 million worth of, or what is it for? How many? 48? $480 million. No, that's for $4.8 billion, isn't it? That's 48. Yeah, that's $4.8 billion worth of F-35s. Anyway, it's important to highlight in this regard that the statements by the U.S. president came on the eve of an official visit by Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to the White House, where he is expected to be received with a major ceremonial welcome that will include a reception and gala dinner for the occasion. In this way, the path appears to be cleared for the potential announcement that would put an end to Riyadh's long search for a stealth fighter, something that, according to local reports, would allow for closer ties between the countries at a time when Washington seeks to expand a so-called Abraham Accords. It should be recalled, however, that U.S. Congress could still exercise the ability to block the export licenses for the fighters manufactured by Lockheed Martin to the Arab countries, something that seems unlikely but remains a possibility. Among the more critical positions regarding the potential agreement are those who argue that the sale of the F-35 would undermine Israel's advantageous position in terms of military technology in the region. Would it, though? Would it, though? I'm pretty confident Israel has some shit that nobody knows about. That would work just fine. But we also, I think the Israelis and the Saudis, in theory, get along. You know what I mean? They're not, they have bigger enemies, common enemies than not. So I mean, who knows? But anyway, the differential factor that guarantees its security in moments of heightened tension. Nevertheless, for the Trump administration, Saudi Arabia qualifies as a great ally of the United States in the Middle East, and the operation would move forward regardless. So, and then the rest of this is probably, nothing else really super important about that article. But anyway, so thank you, GunFox61. I know he's not here right now, but who knows? He may pop in and grace us with his presence. All right, let's move on. The other thing that popped up in my news feed. Oh my goodness, Alan Thielen! Wow, dropping $26, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Just with a random act of kindness, with the big $26. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Saying, and just a simple morning, dog. Yo, morning, dog, to you too. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it. Okay. Now, the next one here, I'm surprised, by the way, that you may not have heard this phrase yet. And I put it in the name of, in the tweet today. Have you heard the phrase Maryland nail salon owner? Have you heard that yet? I'm just curious. If you've heard the phrase Maryland nail salon owner. Because listen, or this one, here's the other, and I know you may hear this one. Hagerstown mother and nail salon's owner set for deportation. Oh, man. Wow. So now there's a lot. So Senator Chris Van Hollen posted this on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, with this big headline: Hagerstown mother nail salon owner set for deportation to Vietnam. And first thing you think, whoa, why would they deport a Hispanic American to Vietnam? Is this like a Garcia? What's his name? Fucking Abrego Garcia dude. Is this a situation like that where someone's being deported to a country that they don't know at all? Well, it's not that simple, okay? And in fact, here's what Senator Van Hollen wrote. Melissa Tran came here on a green card at age 11. She's since raised 4 kids, started a business, is a beloved member of the Hagerstown community. Trump is deporting her despite a judge saying she poses no threat. Is she the worst of the worst? Do you feel safer yet? Now, I don't understand necessarily why they would do that, right? It sounds awful, and it sucks for her, especially if she's been here since she was 11 and she has 4 kids and whatnot, and being deported to Vietnam, someplace that she probably doesn't know a hell of a lot about, right? There's just some other facts though that are going on here that they don't tell you about. So, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back here. So, reckon, damn it, did I? Okay, hang on a second. All right, let me go back into X. Oh, there it is. Whoa, that was it. Aha, there we go. So here's how X summarizes it. Okay. Melissa Tran, a 44-year-old Vietnamese refugee. Now, wait a minute. Vietnamese refugee? Let me think about this. She's 44 years old. 44 years ago, it was what, 1988? No, not 40 years ago. What year is it, 2020? 86? 1982. Why would you be a Vietnam refugee? Not in 1982, because she came here when she was 11. So 1993, or 1981, plus 11, so 1992. In 1992, they're saying that she is a Vietnam refugee. I'm curious. Does that make sense? Maybe that does make sense. I'm thinking, wow, because Vietnam War was back 20 years before that. So that's confusing. Hello, Reaction Puerto Rico. So anyway, Melissa Tran, a 44-year-old Vietnamese refugee. How can you be a Vietnamese refugee who came here legally in 1993? But here's the kicker. She was deported from Louisiana on November 18, 2025, arriving in Hanoi late November 19th, following a recent U.S.-Vietnam agreement. Okay, this is it. Convicted of forgery and larceny in 2001, stealing over $10,000 from her employer, an immigration judge classified the crimes as aggregated felonies, mandating removal. This isn't just we saw a brown person or brownish or Asian person decide to ICE is just gonna pick him up and send him out somewhere. This was mandated by a judge a long time ago. Classified the crimes as aggregated felonies, mandating removal, though Vietnam initially refused her to return. Detained by ICE on May 2025. So she was detained by ICE months ago and briefly released by a judge in October. Tran was rearrested and separated from her U.S. citizen husband and 4 children. The case highlights enforcement of longstanding orders amid diplomatic changes, sparking debate over priorities for rehabilitated immigrants with deep U.S. ties. Now, I'm not so sure that it makes sense to deport her from something she was convicted of in 2001. But for some reason, the immigration judge said bye-bye. So admitting the fact, Mong Tuen Thi Tran is a criminal illegal alien from Vietnam with criminal convictions, including grand larceny, multiple counts of forgery, and fraud. An immigration judge issued her final order for removal in 2004, over 20 years ago. ICE arrested her in May. So she had a removal order 20 years ago. Now, does it make sense to deport her now after the order from 20 years ago? Well, why didn't they deport her 20 years ago? So now and again, woman who was illegally in America for 30 years has been deported back to Vietnam. What is this woman saying here?
A wife, mother, and business owner in Hagerstown was just deported back to her.
A wife, mother, and business owner, which, yes, she's that, and also had a deportation order. She's been in the country illegal for 30 years. Now, could we show leniency because she has kids and family? Maybe. I wouldn't fault them if they did, but I also don't fault them for doing their jobs either.
Home country of Vietnam after being here for more than 30 years.
Okay.
Family and friends are rallying to try to figure out how to get her back home. We'll have details tonight on WBAL TV 11 News.
Yeah, it sounds like they sent her home, but that's so hard, but man, DHS says that Melissa Tran is an illegal alien from Vietnam and has convictions for grand larceny and multiple counts of forgery and fraud. She had a final order for removal since 2004. Seems like pertinent information. So, a lot of people arguing that. But I'm just shocked that there's someone from Vietnam that owns a nail salon. That's the hardest thing. Someone mentioned that in the chat, didn't they? Okay, so anyway. All right, moving on. Washington National Cathedral's trending. Oh, I know why. Today, there will be a funeral for former Vice President Dick Cheney, sometimes known as Voldemort. Look, then that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say, I don't want to say anything mean about Dick Cheney today or tomorrow, whatever that funeral is. And then I'll go back to ridiculing Dick Cheney in a few days. But today he's being put to rest, and prayers and for his family, who, God, his daughter. Anyway, prayers to his family and those who loved him or care about him. And yeah, I see. Somnambule Nation sums it up. But just look at the chat to see what Somnambule Nation says. That sums it up. I'm going to avoid right now. I'm just going to avoid it. Oh, damn, reaction of Puerto Rico. Probably a lot of empty seats at that funeral. I don't think so. There's plenty of people who are friends with Dick Cheney. Jeez. There's a sulfur joke in there. Anyway, okay, Ukraine is trending a little bit. Apparently, Zelensky is confronting corruption, or confronts a corruption probe. Oh, wait. I wonder who's the corruption. And there's apparently Russian games in the Ukraine budget crisis. Okay, the National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine has accused businessman Timur Minlich of exploiting ties to Zelensky's administration to spin off funds from defense and energy sectors since early 2025. Fueling demands for greater accountability, Russian forces made gains in Pokrovsk and Zaporizhzhia last week, exacerbating Ukraine's military strains with surging desertions and damaged energy infrastructure, leading to prolonged blackouts. Zelensky secured a deal for up to 100 French Rafale jets on November 17th, but Ukraine confronts a $60 billion deficit for 2026-2027 without additional international aid. So I'm sure he'll be doing another carrying a sign tour around Europe and maybe even to the United States, asking for more money. Gosh, is that war ever going to end? Now the people with the little blue and yellow flags in their bios are chirping in. Ukrainian MP Gorochenko and journalist Vladimir Boyko have published the full NABU suspicion against businessman Timur Minlich, a document that directly implicates Zelensky. Oh, by the way, yeah, FTG Zelensky. By the way, you do remember that Ukraine has always been one of the most corrupt countries in the world, right? We already knew that. Anyway, according to the case file, investigators established that by early 2025, Minlich, using wartime chaos, his close personal ties with Zelensky, and his influences over top officials in the government and law enforcement, sought to illegally enrich himself by organizing criminal schemes across multiple sectors of the Ukrainian economy. The suspicion states that Minlich carried out this criminal activity with the help of then Defense Minister Rustem Umerov, who ensured that companies are linked to Minlich receive Ministry of Defense funds. Now NABU again is the National Anti-Corruption Board. Also documents Minlich's actions in the energy sector through his influence over Energy Minister German Galushenko. His schemes depended on regular private meetings with ministers and other senior officials, allowing Minlich and his network to extract large sums within the active support of Umerov, Galushenko, and additional unnamed figures. Minlich is accused under multiple articles, including 1, creating a criminal organization, 2, illegally influencing the ministers of energy and defense, 3, controlling financial flows to the energy sector, 4, money laundering, hey, that's a good one, and 5, recruiting members into the criminal organization. Although the the Anti-Corruption Bureau now claims Minlich was merely a technical figure. The documents point to political patrons with real decision-making power, including Zelensky. Another section of the suspicion describes how Minlich provided Galushenko political cover in Zelensky's eyes. I just want to know how much money he got out of this. They don't seem to want to say that. But yeah, anyway, and it's tied to Zelensky. Now, here's probably somebody who hates Donald Trump saying Zelensky is named in the indictment in the Minlich case, National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine. It's time to save the golden toilet. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, also Zelensky is losing domestic support amid a major corruption scandal and worsening battlefield setbacks. Despite Ukraine facing a massive budget crisis and dwindling Western funds, he's signing arms deals that the country cannot afford, which critics say amount to political fantasy rather than strategy. With energy infrastructure collapsing, corruption allegations close to his inner circle, rising desertions, and Russian forces advancing, Zelensky's behavior looks increasingly desperate, raising fears for Ukraine's stability and future. So there you go. It's been a while since we heard anything about Ukraine. Also in the news, Dearborn, Michigan. So this, so the dude, Jake Lang, they call him an anti-Islam activist. That's an interesting way to call it. Anti-Islam activist Jake Lang sparked clashes in Dearborn by slapping bacon on a Koran. Oh my God. Look, okay, now, here's, oh God. I can understand criticizing aspects of Islam. What I don't understand, the absolute intentional provocation of people who probably would cut your head off. I'm not sure if that's the smartest thing to do. I'm just, I get it. You just want to, you have some issues with Islam, but that yes, it's a waste of bacon too. That's really what pisses me off. Anyway, Jake Lang, a pardoned January 6th participant and Florida Senate candidate, he's not going to get the Senate report. Anyway, led a small anti-Islam group in Dearborn, Michigan, provoking counter-protesters with pork on a Koran considered impure in Islam and lighter fluid on another copy. Chaotic shoving, pepper spray, and a punch to Lang's head ensued, with police separating crowds and making one arrest outside City Hall. No serious injuries occurred. Lang later hurled insults at the city council, calling members parasites before being escorted out. I just think this is unnecessary, and don't tie your name to something I would tie my name to doing it. This is your personal single opinion, and I know a lot of people have that opinion. I'm not knocking that even. I'm just saying, do not say you're speaking on behalf of anybody but yourself, because I don't need that smoke, and I'm not going to defend it because it's unnecessary. Look, we got a fact that Dearborn has an issue with Muslim immigrants have taken over Dearborn, and that could be a problem. It could be a problem like it is in London, but I'm still saying, holy shit, I did live it on Dearborn this morning. Oh, I did a live on Dearborn. Oh, cool. So anyway, so Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan, furious after Jake Lang slapped bacon all over the Islamic Quran, right? Play that music. I know I'm going to get that straight. Legendary crash out of a 50 IQ trader. Good riddance. Oh, they're calling him. Yes, some of them call him a traitor. Here he is at the Dearborn City Council. This is what I wanted to play because he got a little heated at the Dearborn City Council meeting. Remember, this is the Dearborn City Council meeting who told the one priest who was upset that they were doing an honorary naming of a street after someone who supports Hamas and other terrorists. They told him, you can go away and never be, he'll celebrate the day that you leave this town and never come back. Whatever. And he's a lifelong Dearborn resident. Anyway, here is I've not watched this, and I'm concerned about watching it on YouTube, but we're going to try it anyway.
The Muslim community is looking to drag us back. They're looking to oppress women, oppress homosexuals. They're looking to destroy everything that makes America great. President Trump, send ICE.
No, hold on. Never mind. I'm just gonna say, are those the things that make America great, or just that we tolerate everything? So anyway,
send ICE into Dearborn. These people have overstayed their visas. They're H-1B chain migration invaders, and they have come to this country to destroy our way of life. We know exactly your laws in your book about lying to our faces, pretending to be Americans, wearing your suits, but that doesn't happen anywhere.
You're not wrong there, a little bit. No. You know, the tequila thing, you know? Holy shit.
Else where you guys are in charge. There are 53 Muslim majority countries, and in all of them, it is tyranny, destruction, it is shithole living. We have to call it what it is. You guys don't live like we do. We don't want you in our country. We will come and eat your shawarma in Somalia, okay? We don't need it
They don't have shawarma in Somalia. They have some other kind of cooked meat, but I don't know. Anyway.
Here in Michigan. We don't need it in any part of America. We have a right to self-determination. Our founding fathers fought and died for our posterity, for white Americans. Amen. And we're being driven out. You come here and you marry 4 or 5 women and you outbreed us. You change the laws. You make all of our country look like the places that you fled from. We don't want you here. Respectfully, get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here.
See, now, look, I'm sure there's ways he could have done this a little more. Could he have been a little more tactful and just say, look, we just want, look, I don't give a shit that there's a bunch of Muslims who've moved here. What I don't want, though, is our laws changing to kind of Islam. Just like we don't want our laws to change for Christianity. I mean, there are other people bitching about Oklahoma and them having 10 commandments in the schools, but you don't complain about places where they change our laws to accommodate Islam. The fucking call to prayer in Minneapolis. Okay, make up your minds. You either want to enforce local laws or not, and not change them to accommodate on a religion that you're saying there's supposed to be a separation of church and state. Well, is that supposed to be everywhere? Just curious.
And the people, the veterans, the World War II veterans, that's blood.
Is he going to try to come up there? Is he going to do some shit? Oh, he walked out.
Look around Europe. They're taking a look around America, and they're saying, what the hell did we fight for? We have been taken over without a single shot fired. You guys are outbreeding, insidious parasites on the American way of life. You will never look like us. You will never eat like us. You won't build buildings like us. You are nothing. You can build nothing, just like President Trump's great American friends have said.
Yeah, and he should never put President Trump's name there, especially when President Trump's in Washington meeting with whatever they call it, MBS, whatever they call him, the Saudi dude. It's bad timing there, Jake. But I understand what you're saying, and I agree with him that we cannot be changing laws to be more like Sharia. And look, all the women who weren't around those little, the red outfits with the white bonnet things, saying, "Oh, we're going to be in the Handmaid's Tale." You're voting for the Handmaid's Tale every time you, vote for some of these people. But whatever. It's just, oh my God, Jake went off, and look. I'm surprised he's not dead. after that shit.
You guys are not us, and get the fuck out. America first, America only. God bless America. Jesus is king. Jesus is
And again, he was like, I've had it up to here, but with them corrupting our great state of Michigan. And yeah, he is. But he's Florida though. But anyway, I got it.
Jesus is king. 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 Let me grab my. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Christ is king.
Okay, you're an idiot. This guy, that's the picture of an idiot. Because he didn't need to scream it in someone's face. You know, that's not how we preach the Bible. It just isn't. Anyway.
Hands on me. There's no reason to put your hands on me. Jesus is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. America first.
So anyway, they had the big protest. A lot of it. Oh, he is Jewish, Canaanite, not Christian. I don't know what that means. But here's the part where he got hit in the. Someone came and hit him in the face during the march. This is who is a dude? This is kind of Richard Spencer-esque because this little dude in the red hat here decides to attack him.
I'm a traitor!
I'm not going to show it a third time. I don't need to show that violence, but you get it. And it's funny because this Wu-Tang for Children thing account is one of these lefty accounts who says that J6 MAGA domestic terrorist Jake Lang would just walk through the building. He got sentenced for, had no violence involved. But anyway, today while leading his racist march in Dearborn, to which Sonny Johnson says, the bitch in the shot is one who punched an unaware man and ran like a schoolgirl. Pretty much. He punched him and ran like a bitch. All right. Anyway, that's why that was going on. Oh, by the way, here's now this is I'm not sure I like the headline, the way the Daily Caller put this. Muslims surround conservative protesters shouting Allahu Akbar in Dearborn, Michigan. The video shows January 6th defendant Jake Lang encircled by a crowd of Muslims men over alleged Sharia law practices in Dearborn, Michigan on Tuesday. YouTuber Nick Shirley shared the clip on X showing one of the citywide clashes outside City Hall. Shirley said he would release the full footage in the coming days. I believe they are going to cancel the 6:30 City Hall meeting because everybody is chimping the fuck out, Lang tells Shirley as the crowd closes in around him. Well, they didn't. He ended up going to the city council meeting. As many in the crowd shouted Allahu Akbar. Lang responds, oh my God, don't have banners, chill out. Okay, he's just trying to get it. He's just trying to get hit. I'm sorry. This is crazy. He says, this is not America. This is an insurgency. Yang yells over the shouting. They're taking over our country. And they want us all dead. And boy, there are a lot of them who do. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, is this the most effective way to do it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it's bold to go marching through Dearborn with this kind of a message. I'm just saying. This is Dearborn, Michigan. Any racist is not welcome. No racist here, one protester said to the camera. If you can't be peaceful, but every race is welcome. 2, 3, our president is a pedophile. Okay, what? That's this. Is this the clip?
I believe they're going to cancel the 6:30 City Hall meeting because everybody's chimping the fuck out. They're chimping the fuck out. I don't have bananas. Chill out. I don't have bananas. This is not America. This is an insurgency. They are taking over our country. They're taking over our country. They want us all dead.
Wow, what's happening right now? People are pushing. Wow. This is Dearborn, Michigan right now.
Yes, this is Dearborn, Michigan. Any racist is not welcome. No races here. If you can't be peaceful, but every race is welcome. If you're a racist, you're not welcome.
At all, we do not.
Every race is welcome. 1, 2, 3, our president is a pedophile.
Okay, I didn't know what that meant. Anyway, so there you go. That's what's going on in Dearborn. Hip hip hooray. All right, what else? Let's see. Sedition is trending. Oh, because so a bunch of senators, the United States Senate, made a little video. And let me play the video first, because this is why the word sedition is trending. Let's just watch this little video by some United States senators, and we can kind of discuss this a little bit.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Hi, Alyssa.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Hi, Mark.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Chris, hi.
Maggie Goodlander.
Maggie.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Chrissy.
Congressman Jason Crow. He was a
Jason.
captain in the United States Navy.
Okay.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former
Okay.
paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former
Okay.
intelligence officer.
Yeah.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak
Former.
directly to members of the
Okay.
military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Holy shit. Oh, you saying, oh, the irony? Yeah, oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. Ooh, man. Anyway.
Like us, you all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is
not the Marines. I suppose they don't say Marines here, but anyway.
Critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we...
Okay, I guess that's not all of it, but whatever, you get the point. So that has the word sedition trending. 6 congressional Democrats urge U.S. troops to defy orders from Trump. Now, the headline in illegal insurrection here isn't 100% accurate. But are they asking them to defy orders, period? Because he says legal orders, and technically, yeah, you should defy illegal orders, right? But it's an interesting message at this time. There must have been a time in American history when 6 sitting lawmakers urging members of the military to defy the commander-in-chief would have been viewed as outright sedition, and those lawmakers would have quickly faced justice. In the age of Trump, however, those days are long gone. Touting their prior military and intelligence service, Democratic Senators Alyssa Slotkin, who organized the video, Mark Kelly, Representative Chris DeLuzio, Maggie Goodlander, Chrissy Houlihan, and Jason Crow launched a surreal video on Tuesday in which they called on troops to refuse to carry out what they considered to be President Donald Trump's illegal orders. So we saw the statement. Responding on a video on X, close to Trump advisor Stephen Miller wrote, Democratic lawmakers are openly calling for insurrection. Kind of, in a way. Senator Eric Schmidt, Republican of Missouri, summed up the situation in a post that read, at the end of the day, they're mad the American people chose Trump, and now they're calling on the military and intelligence community to intervene. Sounds a little subversive to democracy-ish. And I think most Americans agree. It does sound a little subversive, don't it, though? It does sound like it. And that's a dangerous way to put things. Now, let's see. Senator Eric... someone says, I'll leave the illegal analysis and consequences for their actions to the lawyers among us, but I see it. There is a very thin line between irresponsible rhetoric and sedition, and these members of Congress may have crossed it. The New York Times reached out to Slotkin for a comment. She said, I feel I've been a one-note song on these issues from the moment I entered the Senate, and they do not respond. According to the Times, Slotkin explained that she and her Democratic colleagues had pressed the Trump administration repeatedly for assurances that they would follow the law and had often been dismissed. Here are some of the responses from ex-users. So there's a list of those in here, which I'm not going to go through. But yeah, so that's why sedition is trending, because some people are thinking, y'all may have crossed a line, even though you tried to put in that little illegal orders thing. I don't know. Speaking of Congress critters, there's a little problem going on in the United States Congress right now with a couple of different people. One is a Republican, and that would be Republican Congressman Corey Mills. And Representative Nancy Mace took a shot across the bow, urging Speaker Johnson to strip Representative Corey Mills of his committee assignments. Representative Mills, this is what she says. Representative Mills' record is tainted by allegations of stolen valor, domestic abuse, and arms deals with the U.S. government and foreign nations while serving in Congress. This is not a man who should be sitting on the Armed Services Committee or the Committee on Foreign Affairs. And here's her formal letter to, to Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House. This is a few people who signed on to this. Dear Speaker Johnson, we write with grave concern regarding the fitness of one of our colleagues, Mr. Corey Mills of Florida's 7th Congressional District, to serve on the Committee of Armed Forces and the Committee on Foreign Affairs. Prior to serving the U.S. House of Representatives, Mr. Mills founded Patcham Solution International and Patcham Defense LLC and acquired Amtech Corporation, now renamed as ALS Inc., companies which engage in security and military contracting with the U.S. government, as well as the government of foreign nations. Mr. Mills retains an ownership interest in these entities. In 2024, the Office of Congressional Conduct found from January 2023 to present, Patcham Defense, ALS, has been actively contracting with the federal government, securing close to $1 million in federal contracts for munitions and weapons distributed to prisons across the country. Specifically, since January 9, 2024, 94 contracts have been awarded to entities owned by Representative Mills. The report went on to conclude that there is substantial reason to believe that Representative Mills may have entered into, held, or enjoyed contracts with federal agencies while he was a member of Congress in violation of House rules, standard of conduct, and federal law. So that's the gist of it. There's a whole lot more in the letter, but so she has, on the floor, went on and said, hey, you got to get off these committees because you have a business that deals with the United States government. And for whatever reason, well, wait, let's go a couple more here because there's a couple more people who have problems. One is obviously Stacey Plaskett. Where's Plaskett? And her ties to Epstein while she's got a couple problems, Epstein problems, okay? Democrat Stacey Plaskett faced criticism over Epstein ties in 2016, years before she claimed to have learned about the pedophile's misdeeds. So anyway, U.S. Virgin Island delegate Stacey Plaskett, under scrutiny for texting disgraced pedophile Jeffrey Epstein during the House hearing, has given differing accounts of what and when she knew about the notorious sex predator's crimes, according to the Washington Free Beacon analysis. Plaskett, a member of the House Intelligence Committee and one-time rising star of the Democratic Party, was made aware of the allegations about Epstein as early as October 2016, according to a Little Notice news report in the Virgin Island press. This contradicts Plaskett's claim on Tuesday and in court filings to have discovered the bad news about Epstein after his arrest in 2019. In fact, Plaskett was publicly lambasted and publicly responded to criticism of her relationship with Epstein years earlier. Plaskett challenger Gordon Ackey criticized the Democrat for taking $5,400 in campaign donations from Epstein, saying it is disgusting that our Congresswoman took thousands of dollars from a convicted pedophile. Plaskett refused to disavow Epstein, who had been convicted of sex crimes involving minors in 2008. So we know that. Now, so as they were discussing, oh wait, one more before I finish. There's one more that's having problems. So we got so far Corey Mills, we got Stacey Plaskett, and we have where's she at? Here we go. We have another one. Breaking. This is Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilis McCormick, a Democrat from Florida. So two Floridians and must be something about warm climates because two Floridians and the U.S. representative of the Virgin Islands. DOJ has charged Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilis McCormick with stealing $5 million in FEMA funds, laundering the proceeds, and then using the money to support her 2021 congressional campaign. She faces up to 53 years in prison if convicted. According to the indictment, DOJ says McCormick, 46, and her brother, Edwin Chervelis, 51, both of Miramar, worked through their family health care company on a FEMA-funded COVID-19 vaccination staffing contract in 2021. In July 2021, the company received an overpayment of $5 million with an M. The indictment alleges that the defendants conspired to steal that $5 million and routed it through multiple counts to disguise its source. Prosecutors allege that a substantial portion of the misappropriated funds was used as candidate contributions to McCormick in 2021 for her congressional campaign and for the personal benefit of the defendants. Oh, shocker. So now, when Representative Mays had this little thing about Corey Mills and the fact that one of the ladies, the congressperson, well, there's three Democrats who are under indictment, and then you got what's her name? Plaskett, Stacey Plaskett. Okay, for some unknown reason, Republicans have decided to keep these people off the hook to protect Corey Mills. They made a deal to not censure Corey Mills, not censure Stacey Plaskett, and to keep these other three congressmen who are all under indictment from being punished in any way. This little smoky room, cigar smoke-filled backroom deal between Republicans and Democrats. House Republicans failed to censure Democratic delegate from the United States Virgin Islands, Stacey Plaskett, over her ties to Jeffrey Epstein in a deal to protect one of their own embattled conference colleagues, multiple House GOP members claim. Republican Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina introduced a resolution to censure Plaskett and remove her from her position on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence following the release of the documents showing that she had consulted with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in the middle of a congressional hearing by text message. That's what they wrote, but that's what I wrote. House Democrats responded with a retaliatory measure against Florida Republican Representative Corey Mills. But when Republican efforts to censure Plaskett failed with a final vote tally of 2009 yeas and 2014 nays, with 3 Republicans voting present, the Democrats withdrew their resolution. Now, the thing is, though, Democrats were the only ones who brought up the issue with Corey Mills. Nancy Mace brought it up. She's the one who made the motion. So anyway, several members of the House Republican Conference accused Speaker Mike Johnson of cutting a deal with Democrats to save Mills from censure, with Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna stating that on X that GOP leadership exchanged the vote to protect a Republican from having a lot of issues. The Daily Caller reached out to Johnson for comment, but did not receive a response prior to publication. So, I say FTG to all of this Congress critters, particularly the leadership. How about we censure all of them and remove them from their committee assignments until things are cleared up? Huh? This is the swamp that we want to drain. Bunch of assholes, I'm telling you. Now, let's finish up with a funny one, or funny-ish, because everyone's favorite Congress critter, Jasmine Crockett. If you haven't heard this story, well, you're going to hear it now. Let me just play Jasmine Crockett in her full glory, blasting Republicans for taking money from Jeffrey Epstein. Because right now, so there was a report out showing that Jeffrey Epstein gave 89% of his political donations to Democrats. And you name the high-powered Democrat, and Jeffrey Epstein was giving money to him. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Chuck, the smarmy prick from New York, Schumer. and big dollar amounts to Democrats, okay? And then there are a few Republicans, I think George W. Bush way back when, and I think Mitt Romney way back when, but Epstein's money went to Democrats, and he's heavily tied with Democrats, and he was friends with Trump when Trump was still a Democrat, and he's definitely a Democrat problem, right? Well, Jasmine Crockett attempted to come to the rescue, and here's Jasmine Crockett.
This is a distraction to take away from the fact that the Guardians of Pedophiles is literally trying to protect pedophiles. The president is a convicted felon and an accused sex offender. Stacey Plaskett.
I bet she couldn't. She's a lawyer, and I bet she can't explain the convicted felon thing.
It hasn't been accused of either. So what are we actually here talking about?
Oh, but she, as Chummy took $5,400 from Jeffrey Epstein, was texting him during a congressional hearing. Yeah, there's nothing to see here.
Trump and Epstein were besties. We've all seen the picture.
Well, clearly, Stacey Plaskett was pretty close to Epstein, too, since she texted him first from that congressional hearing. She had him on speed dial. So, no. And after Trump long had kicked him to the curb.
Pictures of them. We saw the birthday book. So why are y'all more interested in talking about state?
Yes, Edie, I did see that Trump signed the bill to release the Epstein files. I did see that. Don't ever mention Jasmine's name again. Just play All Star. That song was 100% her. Yeah.
Stacey Plaskett, then Trump's relationship with the man. When did y'all become so moral?
Here it comes.
Because I can remember when y'all wouldn't sign the discharge petition. All of a sudden, everybody wanted to vote for this, but you wouldn't sign the discharge petition. Until we decide that we are going to go after the actual rapists and pedophiles, miss me with your moral high ground. Folks who also took money from somebody.
This part right here. This is the part I'm talking about. Folks who also took money from. Listen from there.
Pedophiles, miss me with your moral high ground. Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly.
Oh, her team dug in. Her team dug in. Mitt Romney.
The NRCC.
NRCC. Okay.
Lee Zeldin.
Huh?
Bush. Win Red. McCain Palin. Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review.
The FEC filings are there for everybody to review. Now, let's just talk about that. Just because I'm going to finish up with this because I got to get out of here. The FEC filings are here for everybody to review. Did they put them in this article? No, they didn't. Let me go back over here because this is hilarious. Her staff, her crack staff, when I say crack, I don't necessarily mean they are really good. They might just be on crack. I don't know. Anyway, her crack staff was taking up FEC filings. Is there anyone put it up here? Well, let me just explain something to you. The title of the show today, right? Not that Epstein. May be a clue. Did you know that Epstein is a fairly common name on the East Coast, Upper and West Side, New York City, whatever? And in fact, it's a pretty common name among the brethren. And Jeffrey is also a pretty common name. Hello, Evan S. So there's a lot of different Jeffrey Epstein, and she mentioned Lee Zeldin in particular, who wrote back to her, "Hey, dumbass," and I'm paraphrasing. You do realize that there's more than one Jeffrey Epstein. The donations that he got from a Jeffrey Epstein was Dr. Jeffrey Epstein from a different town, and the donations that supposedly Jeffrey Epstein, that not the wrong Jeffrey Epstein, gave to Lee Zeldin were made after the other Jeffrey Epstein, which she was trying to reference in this little rant on Congress, was already dead. They were in 2020. Jeffrey Epstein supposedly ended his own existence in 2019. And every single Jeffrey Epstein that she mentioned, except for the donation, I think to George W. Bush was correct, had taken a donation, or Mitt Romney, were the only ones that actually had taken donations from that Epstein, and they were pretty small. So that's hilarious to me. And I can't find the little screenshot here. By the way, Hakeem Jeffries is mad because he also took money from that Jeffrey Epstein, the correct Jeffrey Epstein. And apparently he didn't like the questioning about this. And here's Turnip himself responding to someone asking about that. Mr. Charisma himself.
House Oversight Chairman Comer said yesterday on the floor that you had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner and took money from him back in 2013. This was after he was on the sex offender list. Any comment on that? And will you be holding members accountable regardless of party affiliation if there were any misdeeds related to the Epstein files?
Was that a serious question or a serious statement from malignant clown James Comer that I had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner?
Oh boy, he could get in trouble for that. He can get in trouble for that. You know that Congress has specific rules about talking about other members of Congress, right? He just called James Comer a malignant clown. He can get in trouble for that. That's censure worthy. You know that, right?
That I accepted money from Jeffrey Epstein?
There is FCC records that prove that he did, but that's a whole nother story.
What's extraordinary to me about the clown show on the other side of the aisle is that they lie with impunity on things that are...
Hold up here. Let's see here. Hakeem Jeffries says it's a lie. It's a clown show. I never met with Jeffrey Epstein or took his money. It's on record, Hakeem, the financial transactions and the email list. Oh, man. Anyway. It's obviously one of the hot topics of the day, but I wish I had more time to talk about it. But I don't because, I have time limits and I love doing this show, but I can't be at two places at one time. Thanks, by the way, Reaction Puerto Rico. Put this one up here. For retweeting the show. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, guys, that must be the end of the show. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Got the aggregator, Ace of Spades, morning report. Oop, no, I don't. Let me fix that. What the hell was I doing? There we go. Now, the morning report, Ace of Spades, a lot of great articles in there. And obviously you can find all kinds of stuff on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, which I use extensively. I almost forgot. Wait a minute. Wait. Hang on. I do have a short video to play because you can answer this question tomorrow. Or I'll put the video in the links. If you're not following my Marty's Big Journey, I asked a question that got more responses than I was really expecting. I was kind of tripping about it because of how many people. Apparently, this is a very important topic to many people, and that is this one right here. Hang on, let's go. Oh, here.
All right, I'm having a hard time believing this one. So apparently, according to my husband, we all call this different things depending on where we are from. And I don't know if I believe that, but let me show you what I'm talking about. This body of water, okay? Apparently,
what would you call that body of water back
part of the
that she showed? Hang on.
In this country, the United States of America, or maybe
right here.
Body. All right, I'm having a hard time believing this. Okay.
What the hell?
So apparently, according to my husband, we all call this different things depending on where we are from.
Oh, here it is.
And I don't know if I believe that, but let me show you what I'm talking about. This body of water, okay? Apparently,
I already asked you all
depending on
this.
what part of the area you're from in this country, the United States of America, or maybe other places, I don't really know, we all call that different things. I could have sworn we were on the same page.
Okay, I've already asked you this. Well, I found out the answer that she was looking for because she apparently in West and Central Texas, they call it a tank and not a pond. Well, some parts, and that's because they have to build little watering ponds for their cattle out there because they don't have the rain and whatever. So they call it a tank even though it's a pond. I don't know, and even if it's natural, it's a tank. So I don't get that. But anyway, all right. Let me do the links and get the hell out of Dodge because I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. So anyway, it's a tankless job. Are you in Texas, R.A.? Random American? Are you in Texas? A taint. No, not a taint. Not a taint. A tank. A tank. See, I'm starting to talk like my wife, who's native Minnesotan. And I am not native Minnesotan. And so I'm starting to sound like her. But I don't say bag. It's a bag. Hat, cat, rat, bag. Same ball. She calls it a bag. Anyway, here's the links. Here's the links of everything we did today, plus a little more, and the aggregator. So I encourage you to check that out. I got to go. Thanks for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. We'll see you tomorrow. My name's Peter. Oh, bring your questions tomorrow. Bring your Friday Q&A questions. And that's it. I got to go. My name's Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Get funky now.
Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters
This is my
of this
favorite
channel
part.
who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the
If y'all could just see me right now, I'm just back here jamming.
Woo! Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.